We do have a problem of the week from Don. Don sent us this problem. I think it's a great enterprise UX problem that we have. Let's look at it. Don is a senior designer. Okay, good. We accept just problem from senior designer. I work with a software team where we build a UI that our customer used to view and interact with all the data.
Awesome. This was a monumental problem of the week. So basically what Don is dealing with in a dev tool where they're pushing updates to a specific batch of things. There's a couple of difficulties, particularly around the flow itself. We checked out the existing flow in Figma, and also amazing to have the user context, which was fabulous. Thank you. And we wrote the problem statement. As an integration team member, I need to identify and define a group so that I can update multiple devices. We were curious about a lot of things going into this. The one that really stuck out to us was around the workflow itself. So I think our aha moment was that the idea of creating a group to do this action wasn't quite resonating with users. The group concept is used across the rest of the software. So mental model-wise, maybe we're having a little bit of drama there. What we ended up doing was keeping that same technical constraint, of course, but actually framing it a little bit differently. Instead of saying create a group, we said create new job. So we rebranded this to software jobs. So effectively you're doing the same thing, but it's framed as a workflow. So what we did as our first step of the workflow was to invite people to put their criteria in a focused interaction. We chose to do this focused interaction partially because this is kind of a rare occurrence that people are actually going in here to do this stuff. And our assumption is that we have more opportunity to teach people kind of how to use it. If this query builder kind of experience gets a little bit more complicated, we will have potentially real estate to tell people things. The other thing that we wanted to really integrate was this idea of reusing a previous query. The groups concept was really handy because you could actually like rerun something on that same group of things. But we just kind of switched around a bit of the semantics on that one. So our next step was to get into this selection screen. So we would have the query builder reiterated there too, so you can continue to use it. And then we kept this idea of like a side-by-side and basically allowed people to add from this group over here into this group over here, using a bit of a traditional mechanism of, what did you call it, Benoit?
Transfer list.
Transfer list. Then we created a separate screen for selecting the update and a confirmation of the job details. So another little thing that we put in here was a default name in place of a explicit naming moment and just reiterated all of the information. And then once the job has run successfully, we have a confirmation which shows you errors or whatever. We have a place for all of that to live. So that's what we tried.